Happy Vlogmas Day 21. Wow, 21. Can't believe that it's that close. I've got my fun necklace on, one of many. I like these necklaces. I've got several. I'm a sucker. Every time I go to Disney or anywhere around the Christmas holidays and they're selling these, I buy one. Today I had a work day. It was pretty good, I guess, because it's really quieted down now at work. This guy's still not working. Oh. Yeah, lucky guy. But
bless my heart.
Yeah, I could tell though today the traffic is finally slowing down. I think people are finally taking some time off or off. Also, I think schools are out starting tomorrow, so I think a lot more people will be out because, you know, they have to watch their kids. So I did have a package waiting for me when I got home, which I will show you now. I will put a link to his vlog. I saw these on Mr. Coaster's vlog. They had a Disney, I guess, arrival day and packing video. And if I'm not mistaken, he used to work in the airline industry and travel a lot. So I figured if anyone would know how to pack, it would be him. And he used these eBags. Packing cubes. They were a little different than these. He has the kind that do not have, they're not the ultra lightweight. I think these are newer than the set that he had.
The mesh and all.
Right. Well, and also I don't think his are the ultra lights. These are super light because my biggest problem when traveling is usually weight, not size. Now that's not true for carry-on, but for the big type suitcase, I usually have trouble staying under 50 pounds more than I have trouble having room. So, on the upside, these look pretty nice. The downside, I think they're kind of expensive for what they are. I bought these from Amazon because they were actually cheaper than the eBag site. The eBag site, they actually cost more, and they charge shipping. And Amazon, this was on Prime, and it was $10 cheaper than buying directly from eBags, which is kind of weird. The other downside is I am very sensitive to smells. Brian can attest to this. Like even the least little perfume or anything bothers me. He says these do not smell to him. Slightly. To me, they smell terrible. Kind of that vinyl / plastic kind of smell. And what's funny is I actually asked on Amazon if these smell and people said, no, not at all. So luckily these have free returns. So I'm going to keep the packaging in case they don't eventually not smell, but I'm going to lay them all out, spread them out, and unzip them all and hope that maybe they'll kind of off gas and get rid of that smell. But I wouldn't let that deter you. Since Brian says he doesn't notice it, it's probably not that bad.
Yeah, I smell a little, but it wouldn't bother me.
I'm just hoping it fades over time because usually things do, but once in a while you buy something that the smell just stays. And since I'm going to be putting clothes in this, I don't want my clothes to smell like that. That's my main concern. And if I have to Ziploc bag my clothes before I put them in here, that kind of defeats the purpose. I could just use Ziploc bags to travel. So I also wanted, while Brian sits there and gets them airing out for me, I also wanted to talk a bit about our channel. I meant to say this yesterday and I got sidetracked and forgot. You may have noticed today, if you're one of those people that looks for it right away, I used to put, I'm kind of in the dark here.
Oh, sorry.
I used to put, you're eclipsing my sun. I used to put our Disney videos out midnight, well actually 12:01 a.m. technically on Wednesday. And that's just so it would always be there no matter what time zone people were in on Wednesday. And that was nice. However, everything you read about YouTube says it's better to put them out for afternoon during the work week and early morning, well not early, but like between 10 and 12 a.m. on Saturday, Sunday. And while we do have a lot of viewers around the world and we love you all, the vast majority, I think like 80% or more of our viewers are from the US. So I decided to go ahead and move it to 2 p.m. on Wednesday. It's still fairly early, so if you're in the UK, for example, that should still be before you're going to bed for the night. But I'm hoping that'll be a better time for people. I have moved this is our Disney videos only. All of them will come out Wednesdays at 2 p.m. So I didn't want you to think they disappeared. It should be out by now because it's after 2. And they will continue to come out at 2 p.m. Eastern time every Wednesday from here forward until if and when we change it again. But I'm trying to optimize it for the viewers. Hopefully it does. Let me know if you think that's worse, better, don't care. whatever. Leave us a comment. Another thing I wanted to get your feedback on regarding the channel is I'm thinking very seriously, I've enjoyed Vlogmas so much, thinking very seriously about doing a weekly vlog of our sort of non-Disney stuff. Because as a lot of you know, we travel a lot. If you follow us on Twitter, just about every other weekend it seems like we're going somewhere, especially in warmer weather. January and February might be a little slow, but once we get to March, from there through sort of
March,
November,
April,
it'll be really busy because we do tons of theme parks besides Disney. We do Myrtle Beach a lot, so I think we're gonna have enough to have a weekly video that's not Disney. Some of it will be us hanging out here, cooking, playing games, whatever, kind of like you've seen in Vlogmas. Some will be trips like that New York trip. We're going back to New York next year. We'll be going to tons of theme parks. Besides Disney, we'll of course be going to Disney. So let me know in the comments what you think about that. I don't think we have enough material to do daily, nor do I have the energy / bandwidth during the work week to keep this up. It's been super fun.
Vlogmas.
Yeah, he's patting, you can't see, he's patting me on the back. It is. It's been tough working full time, but so hats off to those of you who do it. More power to you. I really do admire that. But I have really enjoyed interacting in a more real-time way, meaning when we put those Disney vlogs out, it's from trips that happened months ago. For example, I see my light barely flashing there. For example, on our June trip is running right now, and we'll run through the end of January. Then we'll be on to September and so on. Wow. So it's always lagging. It's almost what, 6 months behind or more. Now we are...
We've been talking about doubling up too, though.
Yeah, but I'll run out because one thing we do, which I should mention because it's a tip, when we buy annual passes for Disney World, we let them expire for 6 months when they run out. And there's a few reasons for that. The main one's money. The passes are very expensive. The second one is it sort of forces us to do other things for a few months because it's way too easy when you have an annual pass to be like, hey, let's go to Disney. Because you know, you've already got the tickets paid for. You see a good deal on a flight and you're like, let's go. And then last but not least, it saves on, for those spontaneous trips, airfare and hotel at Disney. So it's saving on the tickets, saving on airfare and hotel of spontaneous trips, and also getting us outside of our Disney box doing other fun things because we like lots of things, not just Disney. Brian got tired of squatting and had to take a break. He has to squat to fit in the frame. I need to put this on a tripod and we can stand further back.
Oh yeah.
Instead of me holding it, and then we'll both be in the frame without his poor knees giving out. But anyway, he said he'll come back in a minute.
It's 60 degrees outside.
Yes, that's the other great news today. It is warm, it feels fantastic. It's been unseasonably cold here for this time of the year, and today it's 60, it feels great. But anyway, back to the channel. So we'll be hitting that hiatus for 6 months next year, and during that time, if I doubled up the Disney videos now, we would probably run out at some point, and I'd rather not do that. I'd rather have a consistent weekly Disney video. So for now, at least, I'm gonna leave them at the current pace. If we ever get to the point where we have so many, I can double them up, I will. But I don't see that happening in the next year. So it'll still be at least one Disney video, plus any one takes we do while we're there, that kind of thing. And I'm also planning to do a couple of other videos. One's gonna be Disney related on how to pack for Disney. I know I did sort of a travel day where I showed rough packing, but I'm gonna do a better, more serious packing video.
Blocks too.
Right, with the cubes. I'm gonna include the cubes. And then another thing I'm gonna do, I keep getting tons and tons of questions about what video equipment that I use and have used and what do I prefer. I'm gonna do an entire vlog just dedicated to that. If you're not interested, you can just skip it, that's cool. But that way I can point people to it when they ask. So I'm gonna put that out fairly soon, and maybe January before I get to it, but I'm hoping to put that out pretty soon as well.
The vegetarian question.
Oh yeah, so Brian's gonna come back. Actually, why don't you hold the camera for that?
Let's see if we can get this.
Wow. Hello.
Does that work?
Sure.
So Carmen said someone asked on the channel about...
It was Anthony.
About me being a vegetarian. How did it come about, I guess?
What made you decide to do it, how you did it, and sort of, I guess, any tips about it?
So it's basically, I get asked that a lot, especially if I go out to eat with the mixed crowd that I haven't eaten out with before, and they see me like just order something vegetarian. They go, why don't you get this? And I'm like, well, I don't eat that. So I guess it's curious. It's a curiosity. What?
I'm sorry to cut you off, but also we should mention he's a pescetarian.
Yeah,
technically, He eats seafood.
Yeah, I eat lots of seafood.
And shellfish. So he's not a true by the definition of vegetarian.
So I guess it's naturally for people to be curious about it. So I guess I started back in college. Yeah.
I'm actually hot.
So I started in college. Carmen was vegetarian first before me. And I was like, well, why not? I'll try it. Because back then I was only eating fast food like burgers. I think burgers and fried chicken was my only.
And oodles and noodles. Did you ever do those in college?
Not the beef or anything.
The ramen noodles.
Yeah. So that was my only source of meat anyway. So I was like, I could try it. Let me give it up. And I just stuck with it. So I don't really have a real reason like wrapped around animal rights or anything like that.
I wouldn't say animal rights, but you do care a lot about animals.
But I wouldn't say that ties into...
Oh, really?
Yeah, no.
Because I remember when you were doing... He used to be pre-med for vet school at one time. And when it got to the point that they had to give bunny shots and stuff, he just was like, you know, I remember you having a hard time with that in college.
I still wouldn't say that.
Not a reason.
Doesn't tie into that, no.
But it wasn't really a health reason either, was it, per se?
No,
yeah, I think that's what most people think, is that he's doing it for health. No. Now, he does eat healthy. Don't take that the wrong way, but I don't think you originally did it.
So yeah, I just gave it up, and she went back to meat, and then I just stuck with it because I really had no desire to go back to meat. And actually, I would say when she cooks steaks, it actually smells bad to me, but not...
It used to for me too when I was a vegetarian, I understand that.
It's not one of those judgmental smells, so it's just like it doesn't smell good, you know?
Well, I could tell why, but I don't want to gross our viewers out. There's a reason that smells bad. But also, since he brought up me being a vegetarian, some of you may wonder about that since you see me eat all the time now. I became a vegetarian when I was 12, and it was for animal rights reasons. I was 12 years old, because remember what you're like when you're 12, I was very passionate about it. One of my best friend's father was a professor, and he was a big animal rights activist, and that had a huge influence, because at 12 you're very easily influenced. I don't know not that it was a bad thing, but you know, people can really influence your views. And I was raised by a hunter, and always like, I couldn't, you know, possibly hunt or kill animals myself. And so that just resonated with me. And so I became a vegetarian at 12. My parents thought it would be a fad. And I stayed a vegetarian until my 40s. 30s, 40s?
I think it was 30s.
I'd say upper 30s. Well, no, it's only been I was 40s. It's definitely 40s. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And I decided, for health reasons, which I know for some of you is going to sound really funny, to incorporate meat back in on a doctor's suggestion, actually, and I'm not going to go into the particulars of why. And then soon after that, I found out I couldn't eat gluten, and so it was really a blessing that I had added meat back, because adding meat back was hard, but being gluten-free and meat-free would be really hard. I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm sure tons of people do it, but wow.
So vegetarianism hard? It is if you go out to eat, I would say, because you only get limited selections, maybe one or two.
He ends up eating like a side salad a lot, which stinks.
One or two items, usually when you go out to eat, you can get on the menu. At Disney, it's pretty hard, especially if you don't eat seafood or fish or anything. It's really hard,
Yes, because I did that for years. I was even a vegan for a while. That's super hard to eat out, especially anywhere outside of Disney. Vegan Disney World, which you can search for them. They do an excellent job covering that if you're looking for information. And I will put their Twitter in the show notes. So look down there. They do a fantastic job. We got to meet them back in September. So they'll be in our September vlog, and I tweeted their picture. But yeah, mixing the two I think would be super challenging, because in normal restaurants I have a hard time finding things. He has a hard time finding things, and a lot of times the thing he could eat is not the thing I could eat.
Yeah, so, and if you're eating if you're staying at Disney for several days on end, you're constantly getting the same thing: veggie burger, veggie burger, veggie burger.
Well, quick, especially for quick service.
Yeah, for quick
you'd
service.
Have better luck at
the vegetable sandwich, whatever. I hate that thing. Whatever it was. That's why I can't stand it anymore.
Well, and he doesn't like Gardein, and Disney seems to really like Gardein. It's one of those fake veggie.
Yeah, but if you're in control of your own food, I find it easy. If you like vegetables, I eat lots of salad. Every lunch I take to work is really a vegetable sandwich. I make my own.
And I've had people ask, how does it work us eating separately? Since we don't have children, it's not that hard. We can just eat different. But we also do have a lot of things in common. We both love vegetables. We both love seafood. he eats a lot of gluten-free. And so I try to cook fish 2 or 3 times a week, since we have that in common. Sometimes he'll eat the vegetables that I eat. I know you guys switch arms after a while. That's why we need to put this on a tripod. And so we do have some crossover, just less so at Disney. We have more crossover at home, less at Disney, but we frequently just make our own thing. It's just easier since we don't have children. If you had children, it would be pretty challenging, especially if we had children, so between me being gluten-free.
Does that cover the questions?
I think so. They said, how'd you start, or why, how and why'd you start, tips. Yeah, I think that's it. Anthony, if you had any other questions, let us know. Hopefully that covered it.
Yeah. It's just funny. I get asked that all the time, so I'm not fazed by that question at all. Yeah. So anyway, let's go find Pascal. Ooh, where is he?
I don't know. I haven't found him. I found Pascal. He's imitating Godzilla on our Christmas village here. It's pretty easy to find today. He looks like he's smiling. Hope you've enjoyed our long-winded Vlogmas today.
Yeah, I hope it didn't sound like we were ranting or anything.
Yeah, no ranting. We're just trying to answer questions. Yeah. And I just want to give you a few updates about the channel. So definitely let me know what you think about us doing a weekly vlog on top of the Disney vlog with more current stuff. So it would be probably come out, say, Monday. I don't know. I haven't picked a day yet. And it would be all the previous week's activities of interest, not work, but you know,
work,
like either, like I said, us having fun here at home or us traveling having fun. Yeah. So let me know what you think. I'm just curious. So anyway, have a wonderful evening. We're getting close. Christmas is right around the corner.
Wow, it's hard to believe.
It really is sneaking up. Bye.